What's going on, Divine Nation? Listen, I wanted to talk about today the world that we live in. Right? Everybody's got a filter, not just on their photos, but on their whole life. Right? More people are worried about their Instagram story than their actual life story. And the highlight reel, that's now the real deal, right? That's everybody looks at that. That's who you are. But I came to tell you today, God ain't never been impressed by your performance. So follow, like, and subscribe. Let's get into this spiritual deep dive. Now, see, while you're out there trying to curate your life like it's some type of museum piece, God's looking for those raw, unfiltered moments. When you're on your knees in the bathroom at 3 a.m., mascara running, heartbreaking, keeping it all the way real with it. I want to tell you something here a little bit about the authenticity that'll set you free. Jesus ain't never once asked nobody to get it all together before it came to him. Matter of fact, every major encounter in scripture happened when folks were at their messiest, at their worst, right? They were all caught in their sin, caught in their shame. They were caught in their struggle. That woman at the well, she wasn't having her great day, her best day. She wasn't living her best life. She wasn't posting selfies and sharing her morning routine and a smoothie that she had for breakfast. Right? No, she was avoiding people, carrying her shame, trying to hide her story. But Jesus met her right there, in her mess, in her truth, in her own reality. And that's where he wants to meet you. Stop trying to edit your prayers. Stop trying to Instagram filter your faith. Stop trying to TikTok dance around your pain. God's looking for raw authenticity, that here I am, Lord, but I'm broken, believing spirit. Right? That I ain't got it all together, but I'm still coming anyways. Courage. Y'all out here trying to be goals when God's out here trying to make you whole. Right now, listen to me right now. Right? The enemy wants you filtered. Right? He wants you fake. He wants you focused on appearances, because as long as you maintain all up into the physical attributes and physical appearances, you can't manifest or create your inheritance. Right? There's a power that gets released when you get real. When you stop performing and start pursuing, right? When you stop trying to impress people and start expressing your purpose. Even churches now become like fashion shows, right? When they should be more like emergency rooms, a place where the wounded come to heal and the broken come for restoration, where real recognizes real. Now, let me tell you something right now. Your breakthrough ain't coming through no Gucci or no Prada, right? Your destiny ain't in your display. Your purpose ain't in performance. It's in that secret place, that honest place, that place where you ain't trying to be nobody but what God created you to be. There's a beautiful thing about walking in authenticity. It gives other people around you permission to be real and authentic too. In society, we're all trying to conform and be cool like the next guy and do this like the next guy and, and no, sir. Well, you being real allows everybody else to be real too. Your transparency becomes somebody else's therapy, right? Your truth becomes someone else's testimony. So I dare you tonight, take off that mask, right? Not just the physical one, but the spiritual one, the emotional one, right? The social one. Let people see your struggle. Let them see your search. Let them see your surrender, right? Because real recognize real. And God ain't never been fake a day in a life. So stop trying to be perfect for a God who's literally just waiting for you to be present. Stop trying to perform for a Father who just wants you to participate. This ain't about perfection, it's about connection, right? This ain't about presentation, it's about presence. It ain't about looking good. It's about being good with what God created you to be. Again, we all have our own individualities and our own individual purposes, and being good with that. And when you finally decide to be free from faking it, you finally step out from behind those filters. When you decide that being real with God is better than being right with everybody else, that's when the revival hits. That's when the relationships go different. That's when the restoration feels different. This ain't about perfection, it's about connection. This ain't about presentation, it's about present. This ain't about looking good, it's about being good with what God created you to be. See, we each are an own individual, unique being, entity, right? And we're all put on here to do a certain thing. We all have our own God's gift, right? When you finally feel the need from to get free from all this faking it, when you finally decide to step out from behind them filters, when you finally decide that being real with God is better than being right with everybody else, that's when the revival hits different, right? That's when the restoration feels different. That's when relationships go different. So I'm calling you to a new level of spiritual authenticity, not because it's trendy, but because it's true. In a world full of fake, be fiercely real. In a copy and paste culture, man, be courageously present. And in a society full of surface meanings, go deep. Because at the end of the day, God ain't checking for your followers. He's checking your faith, right? And he ain't counting your likes, he's counting your love. And he sure shit ain't measuring your influence, he's measuring your impact. Keep it real with God. God keep it real with you. Minister Rebel Divine, as always, like, follow, subscribe. Stay tuned for more spiritual deep dives.